Hey everybody, we're doing long division with the standard algorithm and a remainder. We're going to do 782 divided by 5. So our steps are divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. And let's go ahead and get started. Our first step is to do 7 divided by 5. I always love to just write out some multiples of 5 ahead of time because then it will be super easy later. When we're saying, 7 divided by 5, we're saying how many 5s can you multiply before you go past 7, or how many 5s fit into 7. And in this case, just 1. You can only skip count your 5 one time before you go past 7. So another example is if I have 7 and I'm trying to divide it, I can only make one group of 5. I can't make another group. Those two, I can't do anything with them. So for division, how many times does 5 go into 7? Just one time. Next, we're going to multiply that 1 back with the 5 just to see how close to 7 we got and to find out if there's anything left over that we need to keep using. So we do 1 times 5, which is 5. The next step is to subtract. So taking that last thing you wrote, 7 minus 5 is 2. So we did have 2 left over from that 7, and we didn't use it up. So we want to make sure that we keep it. All right, the next step is to bring down, because this 2 is too small to work with. So we bring the 8 down to be next to it, and we got 28. Once we get here, we start here again. So now we're going to divide, and we're using the last thing we wrote, which is the 8, but it's technically a 28. Now we're doing 28 divided by 5, but we're really just saying how many 5s can go into 28. So that's where this comes in handy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's going over. So 5 can go into 28 5 times. Put it up here. Now we're going to multiply the last thing we wrote back with that 5. So 5 times 5 is 25. Now we're going to subtract 28 minus 25, and that gets us 3. So we have 3 left over. Next, we're going to bring down our last digit, which is the 2. And our last number that we're working with here is 32. So now we divide all over again, 32 divided by 5, but really we're saying how many times can 5 go into 32 without going over? That would be going over there. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 is the closest we can get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So 5 can go into 32 6 times. Now we multiply it back. 6 times 5 is 30. 32 minus 30 is 2. This is a small number. We can't divide it by 5, and there's nothing left to bring down. That's how we know that 1, we're finished, and 2, that's a remainder. It's left over. So I'm going to put this up in this little box. Here's what that number means. It means that you can't actually divide 782 by 5, not equally. So if I had 782 donuts and I wanted to put them into 5 boxes, I could. So let's say, and I'm definitely not going to count it all out. I'm not going to make you watch that, but let's say that I was, I had 5 and I was tallying, 782. I would end up with 156 in every single box, but then there'd be 2 left over that I couldn't do anything with. I can't split them up. So those 2 are left over. This also means that if I added this plus this plus this plus this plus this, I'd be too short of the total. So this plus this plus this plus this plus this equals 780 plus 2. So if you do 156 times 5, you will get 780, put the 2 back in and you get 782. but 782 divided by 5 is 156. So thank you for watching. I hope that's helpful. Definitely keep practicing. You can follow along with this playlist if you want and use, you know, piece of paper or whiteboard. You can use these, but the more you practice, the easier it will get.